Hello, this is Left Turn Productions, and welcome to York Cup Series Season number 4, Race number 5, here at Under Armor. This is the first night race of the season, and we're going to have 40 drivers take on this very uniquely shaped racetrack. You see the chicane on the backstretch there. So let's go over your starting grid. Row 1, you have Chase Elliott, who won at this track last year in its debut race. Looking strong again here today, and alongside him, Paul Menard with a pretty impressive qualifying run. Row 2, you have the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. and the 42 of Kyle Larson. Row 3, Eric Jones and Eric Almirola. Row 4, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch won at Bristol in the last York Cup Series race. Row 5, you have Austin Dillon and Ryan Blaney. Row 6, Brad Keselowski and Justin Allgaier. Row 7, Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick. Row 8, Joey Logano and William Byron. Row 9, Alex Bowman and Tyler Reddick. And in Row 10, new team, Levine Family Racing, debuting with Ryan Preece behind the wheel. Alongside him, Ryan Truex with a pretty good qualifying run as well. In Row 11, you have Jamie McMurray and Cole Custer. Row 12 is Matt Kenseth and Daniel Hemrick. Row 13, Chase Briscoe, making his debut here today. Tried to qualify for the Omaha 500 earlier this season, but wasn't able to. Alongside him is David Reagan. Row 14 is Brendan Poole and John Nemechek. Row 15, Michael McDowell and Regan Smith. Now, here's an interesting thing. 9 drivers missed qualifying out of the 42 that entered the race. So that's why you see a lot of big names back here in the front. Back here in the back of the pack, starting much deeper than they should be. So they were not able to turn a qualifying lap, and that's also the reason for one of the cars DNQing. In row 16, you'll have the 92 of Matt DiBenedetto and the 13 of Ty Dillon. And then you have Kurt Busch and Clint Bowyer, Daniel Suarez and Ryan Newman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Bubba Wallace, and Trevor Bayne and AJ Allmendinger. And then you can see here the DNQs. Gray Galding missed the race, as well as Spencer Davis. Davis was the other driver that was not able to post a qualifying lap, so unfortunately, he's not going to be able to miss the race, and Caleb Campbell Motorsports will only have one of their cars in the race. So here we go. 10 laps of racing here at Under Armor. Who's going to win it here today? The green flag is in the air. Elliott leads them down into turn 1. Elliott easily able to clear Paul Menard and already starting to gap the field as they go down into turn number 2 here. See a quick flyby here. You see Cole Custer already trying to make it 3 wide. And oh, Jamie McMurray gets turned into the wall, collects Brendan Poole and Kurt Busch. Again, Kurt Busch, one of those that missed qualifying. And this is going to be a big hit here for the 41. As well as Jamie McMurray and Brendan Poole as well. So, didn't even complete a full lap under green, or what they might have. They might have actually completed a full lap under green. It depends on where the leader was. So let's go back and look at this. There you see McMurray in the middle. It looks like Matt Kenseth was trying to squeeze it. We saw that 3 wide with Cole Custer there. 3 wide is not going to work in the hairpin like that. McMurray spins. Brendan Poole had nowhere to go, and Kurt Busch as well. Kurt Busch, last time we were at Under Armor, he also crashed out, so doesn't seem like Kurt Busch likes this track all that much. Just get caught up in other people's messes. So there you go. And they did, in fact, complete 1 lap, just barely. The caution came out just as Chase crossed the line. So we are going to have a restart here on lap 2. Chase Elliott choosing the outside lane. Interesting choice for him. Green flag is in the air. Chase is on the gas. Martin Truex Jr. staying with him, though. And it looks like he might get by him now. Makes Chase Elliott's decision of going to the outside very questionable as Truex now takes the lead. But Elliott does a crossover, and now he's on the inside of Truex. Truex is going to lead that lap on Now starting lap number 3. Elliott to the inside, and he will now clear the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. And now, Elliott just has to pace himself and hope that there isn't another caution, which I'm pretty sure there will be. Not gonna like call it before it happens, but here on lap number 4, now Martin Truex Jr. is getting caught by Paul Menard here. Truex is able to pull away just a little bit. You see Eric Almirola there in 4th. It looks like Chase might be catching some lap traffic up here. Oh, we got a wreck! The 92 of Matt Benedetto and the 53 of Regan Smith and Chase Elliott! Chase Elliott got some damage in that. That is huge for Chase Elliott as the leader was going by. The caution had come out, and the 92 de Benedetto slid up into him. How much damage does the 9 car have? It's not a whole lot, but it might have an impact on his race. Let's go back and see what happened. All right, so here's de Benedetto on the front stretch in the 92. Ooh, looks like Bubba Wallace got into the corner there, and then Regan Smith got turned by AJ Allmendinger. Smith up into the outside wall, de Benedetto into the inside wall, and then here comes Chase Elliott. Nothing he could have done about that. Chase got into the wall there a little bit as well. So yeah, the damage on Chase Elliott's not too bad, but still, it might have an impact on his race. Luckily, this truck isn't a very aero-dependent one, so he might still be okay after that. So a restart here on lap number 6. Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr. Elliott does choose the inside lane this time. Green flag is in the air, and you can tell it's getting a little bit darker out. Still, side by side, Truex is able to keep up with Elliott there. Paul Menard did not get a very good restart at all. And that allowed Kyle Larson to get into 3rd place. Kyle Busch behind him in 4th. And Larson now trying to take 2nd. Uh-oh, we got trouble. John Hunter Nemechek slides through the infield, hops over the curb, and that is going to be a caution. John Hunter Nemechek, you can see he'll be able to continue here, but let's see what happened to the 25. Appears we can't see what exactly caused it, but we can see him sliding through the inner loop on the backstretch, and then he hops over that curb there, meant to keep drivers from cutting that section of the track off. So John Hunter Nemechek slid, but he is okay. He will be able to keep running that number 25 with only minor repairs there. So now we have Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, a couple of Chevrolets. Chevrolet hasn't been very strong this season so far, but now they're up on the front row in this race. Green flag is in the air. Kyle Busch puts the bumper to the 42. Remember last race? Busch and Larson got into a scuffle, and now Busch is shoving him into the wall. 4 wide. Through turn number 2 after that miscue. Oh, there's contact. This is going to be a big one right here. Keselowski, Blaney, all 3 Penske cars involved. Several other cars piling in. Tyler Reddick on top of the wall and on his side. Several drivers piled up into this one. Like I mentioned, all 3 Penske cars, Keselowski, Logano, Blaney, all involved. It looks like 3 of the Hendrick cars as well, plus Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer, Clint Boyer, Justin Allgaier, both Junior Motorsports cars. Ryan Newman, looks like, I don't think these guys in the back here, Newman, Stenhouse, Reagan, Briscoe, I don't really think they were in the wreck. I think they just kind of stopped to avoid it. But man, let's see what happened here on this restart to touch this off. Yeah, there's the restart right there. Elliott gets a good restart. Larson gets bumped by the 18 there. Remember, Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson got into some scuffles at Bristol. Perhaps this could be some leftovers from that. and you saw Kyle Busch shove Larson into the wall. Remember, Larson shoved Busch into the wall at the Bristol race. And now they're 4 wide, and you saw in the first lap that 3 wide in that inner loop doesn't work very well. But 4 wide going in there is just asking for a wreck. See Kevin Harvick getting involved there. Looks like he was able to keep going, though, and you see a lot of drivers cutting there. Ooh, Matt Kenseth slams into the back of the 2-car of Brad Keselowski, which you saw there. And they have the red flag out for this accident as several, the track's completely blocked. And as you can see, it's starting to get really dark out. I'm going to have to turn on the track lights here soon. But let's have one more replay on that accident. Here's the restart again. See, Martin Truex Jr. tried to take it 3 wide, but he couldn't quite get to Chase Elliott, and Larson got shoved up the track by Busch and then put into the wall. Very dirty move there by Kyle Busch. And then let's see where the contact came from. Oh, Larson trying to stay on the track there. Blaney slid up into Keselowski, who slid up into Harvick. Actually, I think Harvick might have cut down onto Keselowski. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. You see Ryan Preece scraping by on the outside, and then everybody else who avoided the wreck probably took evasive action in there. Tyler Reddick climbing up on top of the wall. A very strange accident there, and then he almost goes on his roof. Probably would have been on his roof if the 14 to Clint Bowyer wasn't there. So the red flag has been lifted, and we are back. We are going to have a restart here with Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr. on the front row. Green flag back in the air. Elliott through turns 1 and 2, and Truex is once again able to keep up with him, but now he's trying to get to the inside. Elliott with the nose in front. Eric Almirola in 3rd place. We haven't really mentioned him, but he's been doing well. Trying to take it 3 wide in turn 4. Can't make it 3 wide on the inside. Elliott leads that lap, but Truex is putting up a fight. Now they're 3 wide through turn number 1. And now the 9 of Chase Elliott starting to open up a gap on these guys. As you can see, a flyby of the field here. Eric Almirola ended up taking 2nd away. Starting to be a little bit hard to see. Those track lights should be coming on here soon. Chase Elliott still in the lead with only a few laps remaining. Eric Almirola and Paul Menard. This is a very oddball top 3. If not for, oh my goodness, big crash. Somebody just hit the barrels and up into the catch fence. It's going to be hard to tell who that was. I see Trevor Bayne, Ricky Stenhouse, Ty Dillon as well involved. Just judging from what I can see here. But let's go back to the replays to try and figure out who that was that just spun like a top under the catch fence. So here is the replay of the wreck here. Hopefully it'll give us a better view of who that was that hit the barrels. Pay close attention. Oh, it's Daniel Hemrick, it looks like. He got squeezed. Oh man, Bubba Wallace went underneath him. Alex Bowman got in it. Look at the 8 car upside down. And you can see several cars piling in there at the end. Chase Briscoe as well. And then you can see him into the catch fence. Alex Bowman up and over almost. Let's look at it again to see how it happened, how it started at least. I think Bubba got underneath the 8, but there was no room for him to go, and Hemrick slams into the barriers. He just goes over all those cars. He went over 3 cars, I believe. Then gets into the catch fence, spins like a top. A terrible, terrible crash here at Under Armor. But fortunately, Hemrick is okay. So is everybody else involved in the wreck. Took a while for the catch fence to be repaired. There you can see Bubba Wallace's car, and now the track lights have finally come on. Took an awfully long time for that to happen. But, yeah, Bubba Wallace here, looked like his front end is smoking there. And, they're all lined up now, after a while. Track lights, again, have finally come on, so, Chase Elliott still in the lead here, getting ready for the restart. Aric Almirola in second, trying to look for his first career win. 3 laps remaining. Coming to the green flag, Chase Elliott leads them off. Aric Almirola second. Paul Menard in third. He also has not won a race in the York Cup Series. Almirola giving a charge on the inside of Elliott. Going through turn 3. They're side by side. Now coming out of 4, it looks like Almirola will lead that lap. These are probably the first laps led by Almirola in probably his entire York Cup Series career. And he clears the 9 of Chase Elliott. Almirola got his first Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series win not too long ago at Talladega. Chase Elliott with the crossover. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Under Armor. Elliott's still there, and it looks like he might pass him. Chase Elliott trying to go back-to-back at Under Armor. Going through turns 3 and 4. Will Almirola do anything? He dives it in. There's contact. They're both spinning. Paul Menard is going to get through, and he is going to win the race here at Under Armor. What a finish. As they come across the line there, see the rest of them finish. Paul Menard in victory lane will get his first career York Cup Series win, and it'll be the second for the Wood brothers, the first one for them since the Season 2 finale. Let's go have a replay of that finish. So here you can see a replay of that finish. I believe this is like with a lap and a half remaining. Yes, it is. As you can see, Almirola there. White flag in the air here. Elliott gets underneath him. Chase Elliott actually was going for his 6th career win, and it would tie him with Jimmie Johnson for the most in this series. But now off of turn 3, Aric Almirola dive bombs it through the corner. That was all on Almirola being way too aggressive in that corner. And unfortunately takes out himself and Elliott. And Paul Menard sneaks through to win the race. Larson second. Almirola recovers and finishes third. And where will Elliott finish? Looks like maybe around the 11th or 12th position. So you can see all that happen. And again, Menard in victory lane. So here is the results of the race. Paul Menard and sponsored account Sam Coop both getting their first wins in the York Cup Series. Wood Brothers Racing getting their second win. Again, the first one with Ryan Blaney in Season 2. Kyle Larson, second place. Third place, Aric Almirola, a career best for him. Martin Truex Jr., fourth. Kyle Busch, fifth. Ryan Preece, brand new team, brand new driver. Doesn't even have a sponsored account, and he drove that thing to a 6th place finish. Very, very impressive for the 95 of Ryan Preece. And if any of you guys do want to have a sponsored account for that 95 car, it will be a full-time driver, but it'll have a rotation of TRD drivers. So just comment down in the comments if you want it. Eric Jones, 7th. Daniel Suarez, 8th. Kevin Harvick, 9th. Denny Hamlin rounds out the top 10. Again, Harvick was involved in that big wreck. I don't know, it was on lap 6 or 7, I think. And he was involved in that, but he kept it going. Michael McDowell with an 11th place finish here as we get to the next page. Chase Elliott ends up finishing 12th after being in the lead in turn number 4. Austin Dillon, 13th. AJ Allmendinger, 14th. You see the rest of the field there. 19th, David Reagan was the last driver to finish the race. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was involved in the accident where Hemrick went into the fence. And speaking of Hemrick, Daniel Hemrick will finish 21st in this race. And you can see all these cars didn't finish the race. So you notice Keselowski 27th, Blaney 28th, Logano 30th. All 3 Penske cars not having a good day here. All got caught up in the same wreck. And 31st through 40th here, a lot of big names. Jimmie Johnson, Clint Bowyer, Jamie McMurray, Kurt Busch. A lot of them down here unable to finish the race. And so here are your point standings going into this race. Because of the issues with all the Penske cars, Kevin Harvick has now gained a points lead. in the number 4 car. Kozlowski still second in points. Martrix Jr. third. Hamlin fourth. Blaney fifth. Jones in sixth. Kyle Busch seventh. Paul Menard with that win jumps into the top 12. He finishes eighth. No, he ends up eighth in points. Chase Elliott ninth. Joey Logano. Alex Bowman. Daniel Suarez currently in the final chase spot, with Jimmy Johnson 5 points behind him in 13th. Kurt Busch 7 points behind. Cole Custer 12 points behind. And Kyle Larson and Eric Almirola both 14 points behind. And then you can see Boyer, McMurray, and Newman down there around the top 20. Michael McDowell, pretty high up in points, 21st. That's good for that team. Darrell Wallace Jr., William Byron, both having slightly better seasons than last season so far. Justin Allgaier dropped a few spots. AJ Allmendinger, John Hunter Nemechek. See some interesting names up here in the top 30. They probably didn't expect up there. Austin Dillon still down in 29th place, despite having a decent run here in this race. Tyler Reddick not even in the top 30. You can see a lot of the part-time drivers are down here. And then you have 41st through 51st. Again, mostly part-time drivers. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. That will be the end of this York Cup Series race here at Under Armour. The next one will be at Fresno, a 1.5 mile racetrack. That isn't just an ordinary 1.5 mile racetrack, because it has a very wide back straightaway with plenty of opportunities to pass. So stay tuned for that race. This is Left Turn Productions, signing out.